Hello everyone, Warhammer here, and welcome back to Grimgor'z campaign for Mortal Empires. Now last episode we defeated the Knights of Caledor once and for all, and unfortunately we also suffered a Skaven plague affecting many of my settlements. So what I did between episodes is just go ahead a couple of turns, just long enough for the plague to dissipate, which it has just done, as well as to move Grimgor into position for our next assault. Now, before we get over to there though, we are just going to move a couple of units around. So Gorfang, for example, is now recovered from the plague himself. He can move back to the Burning Aardvark and get some replenishment done. So you're going to head back there. Next then is Little Boss. Now I can't remember why I actually asked you to come down here. He's been doing it in between episodes because we moved him down, but I can't remember why. Hang on, did we not have a mission for him? 1 second. Is it Gitsnik? No, this is the Razor Sack. What about that one? Oh wait, yeah. Why am I sending you down here then? If we needed you to come up to here. Alright, head back up to here. We can't do anything yet, because we haven't got the money and it can't reach it this turn. But we'll go after that, it should be easy enough. Now the Bloody Hands have been doing really well for themselves. They've managed to push up, they've taken, I believe, the entire province here of Blood River Valley. And I don't know how long Archaon is going to last as it is. It'd be interesting to see. I mean, they might not look like big armies, but I don't know what's in the fog of war. I've just seen these two just now, and of course they do have the Waaagh things here, don't they?
I'm special.
You are indeed. You're a special, special boy. Right, Gorfang you've done, Little Boss has done, Grimgor. Now, I asked you guys if we should go and attack Gnobla country or head into the north. And going by the comment section, I decided that since we're here, we might as well go after Gnobla country. So I moved Grimgor into position to attack Pigbarter. Now, they had moved an army in just this turn, so this could be a tougher fight than we were expecting. But let's declare war. Oh wow, they are actually stronger than we are. That might be useful though. Because if we can find Elbog Knornobber, their faction leader, I haven't seen him yet, but he must be some... Oh wow, okay, we'll just do that. What was I saying? Oh wow, 8,000, 9,000 even. We'll take that. And we'll go in and occupy the settlement now. There we go, level 2 settlement, we'll take that. And it does have that unique building, it's something to do with Gnoblas, which are a type of goblin. Oh wait, it is level 2, we can build it right now. So Pigbarter is home to a substantial colony of Gnoblas, who live in the seedy underbelly composed of ruined buildings fallen from the upper levels. Okay, some nice bonuses for our goblin bosses and units. Sure, we'll build that. Right, but yeah, what was I saying? If we can find their faction leader, we can of course defeat him in battle and be able to take the whole province in one fell swoop. That will save us having to go to each and every settlement. So, while we do that, we'll let him rest up, and we'll head towards Shattered Cove next. Should be at full strength in the following turn. So now you're done there. We're repairing that and building that. Is there anything else that we need to do? Let's have a quick look at some of the settlements. For example, here at the Plain of Bones. Do I really need the fighting pits and a wolf den? Not particularly. Let's destroy those. Mount Greyhag, for same thing really, we don't need the fighting pits. We'll demolish that, but we will keep the boss shack just for the obedience. Until we actually conquer the other 2 settlements, that's going to be useful, so we'll keep that for now. Nagashazar. Now, it was mentioned in the comments that I made a mistake occupying this, and in hindsight, you're right. The high vampiric corruption is going to be a pain to deal with, and we're going to have to focus a lot on buildings and that will counter that corruption and sort out public order. So I am going to let it get taken by whichever rebel force spawns here. I was just curious to see what the building did at the Great Halls of Nagashazar. And I must say, those are some interesting bonuses. Just the corruption, though, would have been massive once we've taken it. Massive indeed. Would have definitely needed to try and do that. But we'll let it be taken in the meantime. Otherwise, what else can we do with the 8,000 we've got? Could upgrade Spy Peak. Oh no, we need to get rid of this. Right, of course. So we found there was the Undercity at Karak Azul. So we'll burn that down. There you go. I think it would have been cool though if they actually had like a battle you had to fight with a garrison for the Skaven. So they couldn't use an army garrisoned inside, but you could have a garrison army, if that makes sense. So that way then at least they will be able to do a little bit more excitement than just clicking a button once you have enough money. But that's just my opinion. What do we want to do here? We've got the Black Orc Forge now. And we've got the other buildings getting destroyed. We could... Yeah, in fact, let's get ourselves a pile of shiny stuff. Just so we get a little bit of extra income. And in Black Iron Mine... No, let's upgrade Spy Peak. Because of its Spy Peak's location all the way down here, it would be useful for it to have defenses. So we'll do that. And then I would like to save up, firstly for Boar Styes, so we get our hands on Boar Boys. But also, because now we're a tier 4 settlement, we can get our hands on a big fort, giving those lovely, lovely bonuses to Black Orc units. Now, I don't know how long they take to recruit, but having the -1 duration as well will be quite nice. And the -5% upkeep for bigger units as well. Right, definitely going to get this before we upgrade the Fighting Pit. In the meantime, big thinking. What we're going to do research for next. We haven't really got much options. These cost money, and they only affect Goblin units. This one, again, only affects Goblin units. Yeah, let's go for less eating, more building. Right. That will give us at least some cheaper buildings. And then I suppose we could work our way up towards here. This will allow us to actually upgrade our Black Orcs. And increase armor piercing damage. I'll be sold. Could eventually move our way up here as well, but let's go for cheaper buildings. And anything else? Skill points, we'll do these quick. Grimgor'z, let's give you Foe Seeker, just so you can go and chase after enemies much more quickly. And then Gorfang... let's just give you... No, we're trying to work on him getting Lightning Strike. So let's go to the Looter. And I'm thinking Raider. And then I should be able to unlock Ironheart and then Lightning Strike next time. There we go. Enter. Right, what we've got here? Some wandering gits about, eh? A great migration of the tribes come to our borders, demanding shelter and wanting to join into fighting. Not normally a problem, but just don't smell right. Okay, what do we have? We could get +9 obedience and lose -10 growth. Or we go for migration, +45, that's in total, what I'm saying. Yeah, -9 obedience, +45 growth for all provinces, and cheaper recruitments. Our obedience levels are pretty good right now, so I'm quite happy to take the migrating tribes. We've got the rebels spawning over here. And something I have to point out, this is my first actual experience of the T-stance bug that's been in the game since the latest updates. And it's quite funny to watch him stand around. It's just sort of massively imposing, you know, like how animals try and like bunch them, you know, raise their fur and that to make themselves look much more intimidating. It's like the goblins doing exactly the same thing, standing on top of his wolf, arms stretched out, ready to look as big and scary as possible. I love it. But anyway, right, little boss, speaking of goblins, let's send you a Mr. Stabby up to damage the walls. Mr. Stabby. Isn't that the... Oh, hang on. I'll come back to that. My train of thought. Bloodforged armor, we're now done. Extra 1,500 gold. Oh, wow. We skipped straight through to the battle. Okay. Broken Leg Gully it is. Shrewdly concluding that reporting in person again to Grimgor'z would likely have fatal consequences. Smart thinking, Goblin. The agent instead sent word via a naive and doomed Snotling messenger. It seems that the dwarves have got wind of a chaos warband returning from the Darklands to the east, where they have collected a consignment of equipment from the wicked Chaos Dwarves. The dwarves have gathered several thongs, not thongs, to intercept them as they pass through the northern World Edge Mountains. One of these thongs are en route for Broken Leg Gully. Grimgor'z seizes his axe and marches forth immediately, pausing only to boot the Snotling out of his path, as is proper. His bodyguards, the mortals, follow with the rest of the greenskins a safe-ish distance behind him. So who would be fighting dwarves? Right. To be honest, that looks like a reasonably easy fight. We'll consider it once we've dealt with Gnobla country. So, now that we've done that, you can level up shortly. Gorfang will just keep you here for the moment, and then Grimgor, let's start moving you down towards Shattered Cove. Now, I am wondering, if they do have an army there, is it worthwhile perhaps trying to set an ambush up instead? I mean, it's 80% chance in a dense forest. It could work. Oh wow, hang on. That's their faction leader. That's Elbog. Wow. That is going to be a very annoying army to face. Just because they have so many mounted units, and dealing with wolf chariots and that who are anti-infantry and very, very fast, and the pump wagons as well. What? Flappers? What does that do? Expendable on... Oh, does it give it Strider? Interesting. Oh wow, what are these ones? Plus 5 armor piercing. Okay. What's this? Plus 25... This goblin unit has 72 armor. Wow. That's going to be a tough unit to kill. Right. 30, okay. Right. So here's what I'm thinking. We'll go through to the next turn, and either A, they're going to come out to attack Peak Barter and we'll catch them in an ambush, or 2, we'll just come and attack Shattered Cove in the following turn. So yeah, that will work out quite nicely. Is there anything else we want to do with the 9,000 teeth that we currently got? Darkhold is okay for the moment. In fact, let's get Darkhold to have a growth building installed. And then Ashwich Mountains, you can have some raiding slashes. Okay, Mount Greyhag will give you some defenses. Nagashazar, Gustav Bynor can have it for... Oh, I care. Right, here. Could go for the Black Orc Forge again. Nah, I'm going to save the money so next turn I can get my hands on the forts. I think that would be a good option there. Right. Right. Some more raiding taking place in Nagashazar, and that's it. Now, unfortunately, I don't think they moved. No, they didn't. In fact, they got some reinforcements coming in. Now, they didn't spot our ambush. So it might be an idea...
I'd rather eat a squig.
Right. Oh, they might have actually spotted the ambush after all. Unless did I even put them in I don't know. I don't care. I thought I put him in ambush. You might not have done. Don't see anything there saying that we've came out of it. Excuse me, hiccups. Doesn't matter. Let's upgrade Skulk. What do we want to give you? He did level up when I was going through ready for the beginning of the episode, so we gave him Arcane Conduit. But do I want to give you Foot of Gork, Headbutt, or Fist of Gork? I mean, that could be relatively useful, but so would that. And it's a damage spell that does a shape attack. Yeah, we'll go for Headbutt for you. And then the other true gits... What do I want? We got Devastating Charge. Give him a Warboy, maybe? Dodgy Geezer. What's this? Get back here. The boss ain't ready to run, so expects the boys to stay put 2. Plus 16 leadership nearby. Take it. That might come in handy. Right. In that case... Let's charge in. Okay, they haven't got that other army reinforcing, but the Banspar is against us. The garrison itself is nothing really to worry about. It is, unfortunately, just dealing with this army itself. But let's go down to the battlefield and just see how we do. Welcome everyone to the Battle of Shattered Cove. Now as you can see, I've started moving my entire force ready to engage the enemy. Not to charge in, mind you, but just to get into a better position so we can face the entire enemy's army head on rather than getting them to flank us. Now, as we're doing now, they are repositioning, but we're not letting them get away with it. My Doom Divers are already launching towards an enemy unit of big guns, and my Orc Shaman Skulk is about to cast a Brain Burster right in the centre of this group here, doing some early casualties and sending them flying with the sheer orkiness of the blast. Now, while this is happening though, we are sending my mounted units all on my left flank. Their job is to try and tie up the enemy's units I saw deployed over here, which is a unit of war chariots, some pump wagons, as well as spider riders. And at the time I didn't see, but their faction leader is here too. Now, we're charging towards them, they're charging towards us. The camera isn't quite keeping up with that. But at this point we do detect him just as we get closer. Now, with that in mind, what I end up doing is this unit of Boar Boys, I try to maneuver around the enemy's position so we can go and attack it, but I end up getting stuck on another unit instead. While that's happening though, the main charge is going in. We've got Spider Riders coming into my units here with Big Guns. The Immortals are going to be carving away any second now against the unit of Big Guns, and Grimgor'z himself has pushed in, going after that Goblin Big Boss. The other Trugit is fighting over here as well, but this is what I was talking about. Look how he dwarfs these goblins around him, including the big boss he's trying to fight over there. Really not a good day to be a goblin when you're facing Grimgor'z. Now while that's going on though, we are trying to hold our right flank as well. The enemy's got a lot of mounted units, which isn't helped by the fact they're using the Waaagh. We of course use our own just to give a bit of extra bonus. And while we're able to hold our own against these Spider Riders quite well, the Wolf Chariots and that are just annoying to deal with. But we're going to have to deal with them the best we can. Now at this point, their Goblin Big Boss is starting to retreat, and I send Grimgor'z to go after their Great Shaman. Now some Goblin Archers are coming to help, but you can just see he's smashing them apart with every single blow of his axe. Focusing much more on the unit rather than actually on the Great Shaman like they wanted him to do. But it's one of those things. Back over on our left flank now, we've pretty much cleared things up. We're just going after the last remnants. So the Boar Chariots are busy against this unit of Orc Boys. My bigger Boar Riders are just coming in now to deal with the Pump Wagon. All in all, not too bad a situation. Back here, I didn't realise until much later, but this unit of Pump Wagons was going after my Doom Divers. I did try and get my Arrow Boys to go after them earlier on, which is why a couple of them are still firing. But because they're on guard modes, they're not moving to attack, which is annoying. We are doing a bit of damage, but they are going to cause my unit to retreat eventually. Now at this point, we've managed to get their Shaman to start retreating off, obviously not wanting to face the Fist of Gork himself. And their main infantry line is routing. A couple of units like here with the Goblins and that and the Big Guns still holding on against my own, but for the most part they are retreating. The only problems now we got to deal with is some of the mounted units like the Wolf Chariots up here and here. We're sending the other Trugit and a unit of Big Guns, I should say, Borgans, in order to go and try and track him down. Everybody else is just chasing after the enemy units as much as possible. Our Boar Boys managed to catch up with some Spider Riders. They are losing slightly, but it's not going to be too long though until everyone starts routing. You can already see that even the Wolf Chariots here are starting to rout, and then with that 8 units, no units, and the victory battle is ours. Shattered Cove belongs to us, and most importantly now we get the option to confederate with the entire faction. So let's go back to the campaign map and decide their fate. So, a close victory, but I'll quite happily take it. Now the most important thing is by defeating Elbog we should have the option come up for us to be able to confederate. Now Shattered Cove, do I want to sack you first? I may as well. It all counts towards the quest chain for Gitsnik, after all. I know it does make a bit of an issue when it comes to obedience, but we can manage that. But, serial looter, extra 5% income. Take it. And here we are. We're of course going to form the Confederation. Right, skip through all of this. Oh, we don't even have to come back and retake it, which would have caused more issues. That's handy. Now the only issue, of course, we now got, income of minus 2,952 because of these armies. You're being annoying. Oh, hello. You have a goblin spear chucker. I wouldn't mind sticking one of these in the army. Maybe it'd be worth getting rid of one of you guys. But, I don't know. I'm quite happy with the Doom Diver, and at the end of the day, we're orcs. Orcs don't focus on stuff like artillery pieces and stuff like that. We're here to get into close combat and smash people's faces in. So yeah, let's not worry about keeping that. And I'm sure we can easily recruit another one if needed. So I'll get rid of you. And then up here. Alright, do you have anything? We will probably get armies with snotling pump wagons and stuff like that at some point. For now, though, I'm just going to disband all of these. Get rid of you as well. Perfect. And now we've got an income of 2,000 a turn. Much, much better. Now, let's have a quick look. Let's get you in here first. Oh, you can't move. Damn. Oh, never mind. You can replenish up there instead. Right. Let's get rid of Gloomy Harrows. Because I'd rather get a boss's hut ready for us to get some extra obedience. Shattered Cove, we'll get that. We'll repair that. Do we need that? Nah, we'll get rid of that. Okay, Haunted Forest, Trolls. We'll get rid of that. Right, we'll come back to Gnobla Country in just a moment, because what I want to do is go back to Black Crag, so we can get our hands on that big fort. So we can now finally get our hands on all of those lovely, lovely bonuses for our Black Orc unit, the Immortals, and for any other ones we want to recruit. So we'll do that. Do we want to upgrade this since we got 4,000? Sure. Right, that's that done. Now if we go back to Shattered Cove a minute, what do we want to kind of build elsewhere? It'd probably be best until we wait until the following turn, just so we can take advantage of the empty slots then. Yeah, we'll do that. Plane of Bones. Maybe upgrade this. To be honest though, I think we're okay. Could upgrade the actual fortress to a Greenskin encampment. Now, I'll tell you what we would do. Let's go back again to Black Crag. What I'm actually going to do is use 3,000 of that to get my hands on some boars. That way now we can give Gorfang some boar boys to go with his army. Yeah, I'm liking that idea. Okay, let's quickly do points. So Grimgor'z now, he has got this part of his personal combat skill tree. Let's go hard hits. He's very capable when it comes to offensive power, and we of course can make it much more with Wound Maker and stuff like that. But if we can make it so he's even harder to hit, he can last longer in combat as well. So we'll go for that. Spite. Oh yeah, you're the Goblin Shaman with Gorfang. You can get Earth in. And then Little Boss. Oh yeah, I forgot to upgrade you, didn't I? What can I give you then? Let's just give you Cleanse Corruption for now.
Mork says what?
Mork says come down here. Yeah, we must move you down here. Alright, and Gorfang's all sorted. We'll save the money we've got now. The only question I've got really is where we're going to go next. Let me think about it during the end turn phase. Right then. So Gustav has now started the siege of Nagashazar. Good luck to you. And, we have actually completed the chapter objective now for us. Extra 5,000 gold in the bank as well. We'll take that. Another rebellion about to take place. Sure. Right. So what I'm thinking... let me rephrase that. So what I was thinking in between the end turn phase was as we're down here, why not continue the expansion and maybe move down to the Dragon Isles? So this is obviously, as you can tell, where Malus Darkblade and Hag Grief happen to be, but they do control the whole province, so we could go after them. Now bear in mind it is unpleasant climate, so it's not exactly the best place for us to go to, but since we're here, why not? Now what I'm thinking is, once we've taken that, then we'll start heading back up, and then we'll go after, Crookback Mountain and Mount Silver Spear. So we can take those, and then by then, yeah, we'll be able to make our way either along this way, or through the underway to get to Mount Squeakhorn. We'll be able to then go after Zakamak ourselves. Or it might be worthwhile actually heading back in order to find Wurrzag and fight him in battle. I mean, we have to watch out because they're in the middle of a Waaagh at the moment. But that has got potential, because if we click this... yeah, they're actually 6 strength at the moment. They're much better than Karazakarak. But that could, because if we beat him in combat and confederates, imagine the amount of territory we will get our hands on. That's definitely something we may have to consider. But I think we're going to end it here, ladies and gentlemen, for today. So next episode, we'll get in position and ready to go after Malus Darkblade. We'll probably aim for Dread Rock straight away, and then we can push forward into Shatterstone Isle, and then the Dragon Fang Mount down here. What's that building? Oh, we might be able to see whatever this unique building is. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, that is what I'm thinking. We'll go and smash in some pointy ears. Then we can go up, kill some Skaven, and then we'll be ready then to go after the dwarves, or even expand our Legendary Lord collection. But here is where I'm going to end it, guys. So, thank you very much for watching today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed, and that you do join me next time for some more Warhammer. But until then, everybody, take care, and goodbye for now.